Now, obedience is the best policy, but disobedience is our reality. Should I say that again? Obedience is the best policy, but disobedience is more of our reality. There are more times that we say no than times that we say yes to God. There are so many times that we fail to surrender to God on that first option, that first opportunity. And so we have to ask ourselves the question, what happens when we don't get it right the first time? And often this disobedient nature takes over, and the reason is because we're all children of Adam and Eve, and Adam and Eve sinned against God in the garden and passed on to us what we inherited, this sinful nature. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So we have this bend inside of us toward doing the wrong thing instead of the right thing. And so we're children of Adam and Eve, and we're brothers and sisters of Jonah. In fact, I told you a couple of weeks ago, you might as well change your name to Jonah because you're one of the family, okay? As am I. Because more times than not, we have moments in our life when we do the wrong thing rather than doing the right thing. So here's a very important question that I want us to search out today. How did God handle Jonah when he did the wrong thing? And how does God handle us when we do the wrong thing, when we do what Jonah did in his life? Instead of surrendering, we fail to surrender. And the story of Jonah actually answers this question for us. It teaches us what God does for people who don't get it right the first time. Take a look with me at Jonah chapter 2, verse 10. So we're in the second chapter of Jonah, the final verse of the second chapter, and look at what it says. Then the Lord ordered the fish to spit Jonah out onto the beach. And then notice we're at the latter part. We just came to the final verse of chapter 2, and we switch into chapter 3, where everything changes. And please notice the very first verse of Jonah chapter 3. Read it together with me. It will be on the screen. Let's read aloud and loudly. Read it with me. Then the Lord spoke to Jonah a second time. A second time. There are perhaps no more encouraging words in all the Bible to hear when we failed than to hear a second time.